Grilled chicken. It's one of those go-to proteins, but sometimes hard to get right. So welcome to Cooking with Parker. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious, moist, flavorful grilled chicken. I'm going to show you my steps and practices. We're doing a nice little brine, some Cajun seasoning, using my nice charcoal grill, and it's just going to be a great time. So let's go. Let's start with the chicken. This recipe is for boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So the other day I broke down a whole chicken, saved aside the breast, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the skins off these and also the tenderloin pieces. And I just have a nice boneless, skinless chicken breast, put it back in the baggie so that I can use a meat mallet and thin it out a little bit. If you don't have a meat mallet, you can always use a heavy pan or something similar to that. So thinning this out is just going to help the chicken cook more evenly. Otherwise, the thick part is going to be undercooked when the bottom finishes cooking, or the bottom is going to be overcooked when you finally finish cooking that top portion. So pound it out, just going to get a nice even surface, help you grill your chicken so it stays moist throughout. You can also slice it in half, but I think smashing also helps tenderize it a little bit more. So my next big tip is to do a brine for your chicken. So this is going to be a salt and water solution that you'll soak the chicken in for anywhere from 1 to about 4 hours. So you want that salt to penetrate into the chicken, really give a lot of good flavor, but you don't want it in there too long, it'll get a little too salty. And I also like to balance it out with sugar. It's also important to follow ratios for brine. So it's 16:1 generally, water to salt. So 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of salt. And then you can flavor however you like. So I'm using about a teaspoon of peppercorns and then a teaspoon of oolong tea, which if you haven't had before, it's a great tea, almost between a green tea and a black tea. So nice and mild, but also has some bitterness. So I'm gonna let this steep and for about 10 minutes, kind of extract those flavors from the peppercorns and the tea, and then shock it with a cup of ice water. So you just wanna make sure your brine gets hot enough to dissolve all the salt and the sugar, but then you gotta cool it down before adding it to your meat so it doesn't start to prematurely cook it at all. Went ahead and put it in the same bag from earlier. Go ahead and seal that up, pop it in the fridge for, as I said, 1 to 4 hours. And did this on a Sunday afternoon after church. So it was in there for about 3 hours total for me. Gave a nice, moist, and flavorful chicken. Now I'm gonna show you how I prep my charcoal grill. So something my dad taught me probably 20 years ago or so is whenever you're done grilling, go ahead and close it up tight. That way the coals stop burning. You get to save them for the next use. Get a little bit longer use out of a charcoal bag. Always make sure you got yourself a charcoal chimney. Just speeds up the process of getting your grill ready. You don't have to mess with making little pyramids and all that. Also helps you avoid using lighter fluids and not adding extra chemicals. I always go back and kind of add a second piece of paper, just help speed the process along. Also, excuse my hair, I took a Sunday afternoon nap while my chicken was brining. Didn't realize it was all messed up in the back. I went ahead and drained the chicken from the brine, remove any of those leftover peppercorns and tea leaves. Grab my deboning knife to trim it up a little bit. Then you want to pat your chicken dry. This will help the crust form on the chicken, so it actually ends up with a moister chicken in the end by taking off this extra moisture now. Next, we're gonna season our chicken. So you can always just use salt and pepper, but I think a few extra herbs and spices makes a big difference. So using a shortcut here, using McCormick's Cajun seasoning. It's a balance between making your own and using something store-bought. So sometimes I just go with the store-bought thing. You get great results this way. Since I was just doing 2 chicken breasts, I just filled up my chimney halfway, but you just let it cook till they start to all turn white and ashy over. And I go back and grab those leftover extra coals, I put them on top and underneath and let all that heat finish cooking those coals, you know, kind of beef out my charcoal a little bit. Once you got your coals poured out on the bottom grate, I like to set up kind of an indirect and direct heat source. So just push all the coals to one side. Don't always need this for grilling, but it's a great practice to be in if you can do it. And then we'll put our grate on top. Make sure you get that nice brushed and clean. It's always good to oil your grill as well. So just using a neutral oil, some peanut oil. See, it's nice and hot, flares up, but not too worried about that. And then it'll help any of your meat products from sticking to the grill. Now I can guess what you might be saying. Finally, it's time to grill this chicken. But I promise you, doing the brine, Cajun seasoning, getting your charcoal grill set up, it's really gonna help give a delicious chicken that you can't go wrong with. So you don't wanna mess with it too much. Just let it cook on the grill for about 5 minutes before you flip it. And then we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees to get some nice grill marks going. Now there's arguments in grilling whether you wanna get nice dark grill marks or kind of move it around a little bit more so you just get a crust on there. I kind of fall in the camp of more just move it around. The darker the grill marks can get kind of a burnt flavor. Once I achieve the marks I want, I like to cover it up so it kind of turns it more into an oven, helps cook the chicken more evenly. Even as what some might call professional, I still use a meat thermometer. So you can go by touch and feel, but the meat thermometer won't steer you wrong. You can't argue with temperature. I'm actually gonna cook the chicken just a tad under what the FDA says. So they want your chicken at 165. Watched lots of videos and done research. It's actually safe to cook up to 160. It'll carry over cook till there won't be any danger of foodborne illnesses. And as long as it holds and maintains a temperature above 155, you'll be fine. So go ahead and pull this piece off when it hit 160 and let the other piece, it's a little bit thicker, cook for a few more minutes. It hit 160, so pull that off as well. Make sure you let the chicken rest for about 5 minutes. This will help the juices redistribute evenly. Once that's done, go ahead and slice it up or serve it as it is. And you can't quite tell from this shot, but I promise you this is a great way to do chicken. Give it a try, let me know what you think. Go ahead and slice myself up a piece so that I have. Time for my favorite part of the video, the taste test, so get a bite. Chicken's so good, just moist, flavorful, that brine, the Cajun seasoning, and now of course the charcoal grill. So if you're scared of making grilled chicken, don't be, just follow these steps and you'll have some great, delicious chicken. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.